Engage Finance is a powerful component of the Engage system. So how does it work? So what this graphic outlines is the data flow between Engage fees and Engage accounts. So Engage is the core student information platform and therefore the source of truth for all key data related to students. But at the heart of Engage sits this relational database, and you can see that over on the left with the girl Engage Child Focus. And what this relational database does, it assigns each individual a family group ID, which enables schools to create complex family payment structures and track this in Engage. And then the payment gateway that Engage uses is PayPal. And this pushes the details of the payments, once they've been made in PayPal, back into Engage fees and also into Engage accounts if the school has chosen to use that system. So Engage accounts is the more advanced finance component. And what that enables schools to do is to really manage all their billing and payment data so it can be reconciled in the full general ledger. Now, many schools, as we know, use different finance systems. And on the screen, you've got examples here like Sage and Xero. So that's not a problem. So what schools do is they can export that sales ledger data out of the Engage system in either CSV or API, and then import that into their other preferred system. Now, if we look at PayPal, so PayPal is a global payment platform offering schools all the features and flexibility to make payments really easy for parents. And it works with any bank and lets parents choose how they pay no matter where they are in the world. So, from an Engaged Schools perspective, they'll set the fees and charges, they'll create payment plans, and then track all of these account transactions. And then they'll send statements to their payees, and then using the unique API function, send this information through to PayPal. And you can see that on the screen. And then parents and payees can then make their payment. They can do that through credit card or debit cards. And then PayPal then sends that receipt notification back to Engage, so Engage can then track those payments. So let's look at a few examples, fairly common examples. So this is an example of school fees. And so there's multiple components: academic, additional, sibling discount, and then there's a total. So Engage can manage split billing, and you can see there's the number one parent, so that's the default parent, and then the second parent is paying the additional fees, grandma is paying the technology fees. But they're all paying on different payment schedules. Some are monthly, fortnightly, and so on. And then they can send out these statements to them to remind them so that they can make those payments, and then that's done through PayPal, and then that's reconciled in the sales ledger in Engage. So Engage Fees has the sales ledger, Engage Accounts has the full general ledger, and Engage Accounts is an additional module that schools may choose to use. But schools can use the system without using Engage Accounts. Now, if we look at enrolments and applications, so Engage has this table function which allows schools to make unlimited number of forms, set the confidentiality, and so on. And they can be for staff, students, parents, etc. So this is an example where a school's created 3 different types of forms that manage the enrolments and applications process. They can have an online application, an enrolment inquiries, and when parents have requested a prospectus, and they can release those at the various stages to these families. Engage will capture that data, and then what that means from the enrolment officer's perspective is they then have that information there and available for analysis, and they can then be promoting those prospective families through the various stages of the inquiry process. If we look at it from an events perspective, and on the left you can see a whole range of different examples. Now these can be set up again, a whole range of different forms using daybook, so there can be principal events, school tours, school event booking. So the forms are sent out, captures the data, so the schools create these forms, and then the parents or grandparents can then confirm attendance, they can be receiving event reminders, and then that list gets pushed through to the administrators and also through to the teachers that perhaps are managing this event. If we look at an actual activity or an excursion or a trip, this is done through the activity booking, there's parent permissions. Again, there's PayPal linked to this, and then that's reconciled in the Engage Fees sales ledger. And then finally, an excursion to the zoo. So again, in activity booking, permissions need to be sought, medical details updated, and then this fee can then be added to the school fees, or it can be paid separately. And then there is the documenting of the attendance of that student on the actual excursion.